Ron Chan, city engineer. In the back. From the police department, Sergeant Shu. And J.T. Garcia, local. Pomona, Irons, that's all there. Any other city folk here? Oh, sorry. What was your name?
Arn?
Arn, oh, sure. Sorry, this is the guy that does all your special events right here. Yeah. Actually, she's not in the room. But Miss Pomona, Danielle Garcia, is out front. I think we all saw her. We've got some city council members here tonight. Gina Escobar, Freddie Rodriguez, I saw. Deborah Martin. Great. Any more council members? I saw some commissioners from the DPD, Dr. Diaz. From the planning department, Arturo Jimenez. Any more commissioners? And from the city, I gotta get the right title.
You've got it right.
Raymond Fong. From the city. Something to do with city enforcement's been very busy, writing citations. I get a lot of complaints from merchants. And there are some merchants who won't buy.
But the fact that the machine isn't working, then people don't know what to do. They just think, well, the machine's not working, so I don't have to pay, which is an understandable assumption. However, that's not the case, as I understand it, because people have been ticketed. There's nothing that says if this machine isn't working, go to this machine or go to that machine. And it really doesn't seem fair that if the machine isn't working, that the person has to get in their car and drive to another location in order to find a machine that hopefully is working.
Especially if they're at their destination.
Yeah, especially, yeah.
Should I address that?
I have people that are in my salon sometimes for 2 hours, but if we get backed up, they're there for 3, maybe 4, maybe 5. And you're taking away from my business by actually telling people that they have to pay $60 for a parking.
60 days for no citation, so people can get acclimated to the new machine. Now, there's always been machines in DPD lots, the old ones, the outdated one that's been there for more than 20 years. They were falling apart. So the DPD Commission made a commitment, an investment to purchase these new machines. These machines are highly regarded from various vendors that, from various consultants that analyze parking and parking payment machines. They all recommended this and maybe 1 or 2 other type of machines. This machine is widely used throughout Southern California and probably throughout the United States.
It's blank, and then on the days, on Friday and Saturday, it gets flipped back, just like if you're driving up in the mountains and you got to have chains or something and they flip those over. Okay. There could be some way to flip those over, and that way it doesn't say towing. And the other comment that I would make, and this is tongue-in-cheek, so take it for what it is, I know that it costs money to maintain the City Hall parking lot and to restripe it and everything else. Do you charge your employees in City Hall? Do they have to pay to park there?
Time of the mass exodus of businesses from the downtown to the various shopping centers, the downtown lost a considerable amount of its retail business as well as its financial institutions. At that time, a number of properties became available, were for sale, and the property owners got together and decided that they would like to buy some of the properties and make them into parking lots, because even back in the 1940s, this city was hurting for adequate parking for customers coming into the area. So the vehicle parking district was formed, and it's formed per California laws, and it has to operate a certain way. But at that time, when all of these lots were purchased, the property owners themselves paid for all of the land, the buildings, the parking lots, and tore down the buildings and created the parking lots. So it was paid for by property owners, not by the city. But in order to administer the parking lots, somebody had to hold title to the actual property. So the city was designated as the title holder for the property. Well, over the years, the city has really come in and taken possession of the property and has not necessarily always given the property owners themselves the opportunity to decide what goes on within those parking lots.
About 20 years ago. And living out here in Claremont and off and on in Pomona, I've always saw the beauty of Pomona and what it would be to film here in Pomona. With the houses, the Historical Society, and especially our beautiful downtown community. So being a location manager, I've been a location manager for 20 years. I'm with the Hollywood Teamsters, Local 399. Always driving to Los Angeles, Santa Clarita. I thought, oh gosh, we have this in Pomona. So for the last couple of years, we've gotten together with Raymond and the city, and also with Jebed and the Inland Empire Film Commission, and we talked about our desires to bring filming here, to bring revenue to the city. So that is pretty much our goal. It was our goal several years ago, and since then there's been new business owners here, and so a lot of people who didn't know about our desires and our plans are kind of like, well, what's all this filming? Who are these trucks? They're taking our parking spaces, you know, and so on. The filming, it is going to be a little bit of an inconvenience for some of you because they park in the street and they get a permit to park in the street. It's not against the law to park in the street.
It's so cool that you actually got this, because I remember in a PACA meeting, 5 years ago or whatever, he said, what if we had a little trolley that went all over the colony and just pick people up, and one of the main concerns was the west side, which is west of Park Avenue, not getting enough traffic.
Correct.
So the tram would go there and then come all the way back, just circle around all night.
That's right. Maybe pub crawls, I don't know. I mean, we should talk.
What is the circuit?
Sorry?
What is the circuit? Is it trolley?
We haven't designed it
They
yet.
haven't done anything.
We just were able to buy them. These things go for a little over $300,000 new, just so you know. This is a 2000 model. It's propane fueled, so it's green. Used, it runs about 100,000.
And is it going to charge anything?
No charge.
No charge.
I think though, it came from Ojai, they had a fleet of them and they use them up there. There's a sign inside that says 25 cents or 50 cents. We'll probably leave that there so that we don't encourage homeless to come on and sleep while we're doing the tour. But there'd be no charge. Do not shoot the messengers. And that's me. Oh.
Then why does the DPOA board member tell us why they want to do it? So that way we don't have to shoot the messenger.
Better I get off the hook? Well, let me give you a little background and maybe I can get somebody to step up to that.
That's what people keep asking me, who wants to change it?
Like two divides. I don't know who originated the idea, so if nobody wants to take ownership of this tonight, of trying to unify both sides of the street by maybe, dare I say, eliminating the signs and the arches that say Antique Row and Arts Colony and replacing them with something generic that might say welcome or downtown or hi y'all or something. We, as the DPOA, have been maintaining those arches for the last several years.
I own Laguna Technical College. I've been here for 8 years. And I'm a planning commissioner. And the reason that I take that I want to register my no vote on this is because as a planning commissioner not too long ago, I got to ask a gentleman who's building over $100 million project on the corner of Monterey and Gary. And I asked him, how did you come to our city? How are you building the first TOD, the transit-oriented development that the city's so proud of? How did you come to the idea of building it here? You have all these other cities all over. You know what he told me? He goes, I went to a wine and cheese at an arts colony thing, and I was so taken by the feel of the colony that I decided to work so hard now to invest over $100 million to put this project together, which is going to be an awesome project in addition to the downtown area. I'm just telling you that if whatever we got going, you know, the restaurant business, they say, whatever.
Would work with unifying the two areas of the whole area, the proposal to change